these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental.
This is crazy to say, but Nicki Minaj has been a target again at her own home. The news just broke out about this man that decided to trespass onto her property.
So when the rappers say these that you've been doing these things to them, they're crazy and they're this and they're that.
Because what Nicki Minaj is alluding to with Rock Nation, I have seen disturbing patterns and trends as well. I've seen that they use bully tactics to silence people.
All right, y'all. The situation with Nicki Minaj is getting very scary. And the reason no one in the mainstream is talking about it is that she has been effectively shunned from the industry after aligning herself with politics. This isn't about left or right. It's about Nicki allegedly being targeted by Jay-Z and Rock Nation to stop her from exposing their dark secrets and shady business deals. Over the years, Nicki has already been swatted multiple times, with police sent to her house armed, and attempts were even made to claim she was mistreating her son. Her father's death in a bizarre hit-and-run in Long Island in 2021 also raised eyebrows, as the driver responsible served only 1 year in prison, despite fleeing the scene without helping him or calling for medical aid. You don't have to be a Nicki fan to see that she's being targeted by someone very powerful. While some might dismiss this as coincidence, it's hard to ignore the pattern. The entertainment business often runs like a mafia, as Katt Williams warned, with nothing truly coincidental. Everything is planned and scripted, and whenever there's a scandal or tragedy, someone higher up is pulling the strings.
Saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend, that seems like a setup is. In business, nothing is coincidental, or you will be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
By the way, Katt has already shown support for Nicki on one issue, the so-called transgender agenda in Hollywood. Nicki has been very vocal about how harmful it can be to allow young people to undergo reassignment surgery. And we've all seen how this is becoming a trend in Hollywood, with celebrities claiming their children are trans before they even reach puberty.
Personally, don't have an issue with the trans part of the LGBT at all. I am the biggest advocate for adults being able to do whatever the heck they want to do. They're adults. I don't care. I only mentioned something because when it comes to children, I wouldn't even allow my 17-year-old daughter to get breast implants. Neither, like, and most 99% of the parents would not let their 17-year-old get breast implants. So if you wouldn't let a child get breast implants, you're not going to want them to have any kind of surgery, because we all know the brain is not developed. And we've heard about 19 times more likely to commit suicide. What more do you need to know? That a child is 19 times more likely to commit suicide if they have a surgery?
Meanwhile, Katt Williams took this even further, alleging that this trend in Hollywood is not a coincidence, but part of a larger pattern of sacrifice and initiation.
Years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And
just like Nicki, Katt Williams has also been targeted multiple times, arrested for random reasons, and yet never served prison time because authorities couldn't pin anything on him. On top of that, attempts were even made to take away his children, despite him having adopted 7 kids and cared for them for 14 years. Both Katt and Nicki have been labeled crazy, unstable, and accused of being addicts, which explains why Katt would support Nicki even if they don't agree on everything politically.
Recently, Nicki was targeted again on April 1st when a man named Leland Adams was arrested at her Calabasas property after ignoring security and wandering around her yard, coinciding with the day she was set to drop her new album. Adams had been arrested just 5 days prior in the same area and released, only to return and trespass. This incident is part of a long history of Nicki being targeted at home, including previous swatting and false CPS reports. According to Nicki, this all stems from her disputes with Roc Nation and Jay-Z over money she claims is owed from an old deal. Many insiders, including Dame Dash, have noted Jay-Z's use of federal informants in business, highlighting how serious and risky this situation is. Based on their experiences, both Katt and Nicki have faced professional and personal attacks, showing a clear pattern rather than random coincidence, which has made them wary and vigilant about their surroundings. It gets even more intense when you look at Desiree Perez's past. Back in 1994, she was arrested for possession of 35 kilos of cocaine and conspiracy to distribute across New York, Florida, and Puerto Rico. Court records show she wasn't acting alone. Her husband, Juan O.G. Perez, was allegedly involved too. Juan happened to be one of Jay-Z's longtime friends, and the two even created the 40/40 Club together. Later, Jay-Z appointed Juan as president of Roc Nation. Desiree, meanwhile, avoided prison by cooperating with the feds. She even wore a wire to help catch co-conspirators and earned a reputation as the government's star mole. Fast forward to 2021, and she received a full pardon from Donald Trump. Nicki Minaj called out the hypocrisy, pointing out that while people attack her, Jay-Z and his team operate the same way behind the scenes. On X in July 2025, she wrote, "So let me get this straight. So-called black savior Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO pardoned by Trump. Interesting. Black people, I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. Did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? Or is it just about who benefits him and Desiree at the time? Looks like y'all got played." Nicki also explicitly accused Desiree Perez and Roc Nation of orchestrating the multiple swatting incidents against her, aiming to make her look crazy and discredit her claims about money owed. Both Nicki and Katt Williams have faced similar labeling: crazy, unstable, addicts, every time they speak out about how the entertainment industry really works. They've been targeted repeatedly, falsely accused, and professionally attacked. Coincidence? You decide. But one thing is clear: in an industry driven by money and power, nothing should be taken at face value.